Good morning, Year 4. It's Mrs. Dunn here with your daily maths lesson. It's the 28th of January. Hope you're all well. The first activity we're going to do this morning is another one of our daily 10 challenge games. Today's game is going to involve you partitioning and recombining numbers. So it's the recombining part that we're looking at today. So an example of what you might see is just here. 4,000 add 300 add 10 add 2. What we've got to do is write down the number that makes if we're recombining it. Okay, so what we would have to do is we would take the 4,000, the 300, the 10 and the 2 ones to make the number 4,312. What you need to do is make sure you've got a pencil and a piece of paper so that you're ready to start the game. So you're going to be asked 10 questions. I'll read the question to you. You need to write down your answer and then we'll check them at the end. I'm going to give you 15 seconds for each question. As soon as I click 15 seconds, you'll hear that countdown. Question 1. 1,000 add 500 add 40 add 1. Question 2. 3,000 add 900 add 90 add 1. Question 3. 7,000 add 500 add 90 add 8. Question 4. 8,000 add 100 add 90 add 5. Question 5. 3,000 add 900 add 20 add 1. Question 6. 9,000 add 800 add 80 add 8. Question 7. 3,000 add 800 add 90 add 2. Question 8. 8,000 add 700 add 10 add 1. Question 9. 3,000 add 200 add 30 add 8. And finally, question 10 is 4,000 add 900 add 90 add 7. Okay, I'm going to reveal all of the answers. You can pause the video and give yourself a tick for each correct answer. Okay, so hopefully you did really well with those. Today we're going to be solving two-step problems. We have solved two-step problems before. They are problems that have 2 steps to them, so you are going to have to do 2 different calculations to find the answer to the problem. On the board you can see some different words for addition and subtraction. These words here are going to help you to decide which operation, so whether you need to do addition or whether you need to do subtraction. So in the word problem you might hear in all, sum, total, more than, plus, altogether, increased by and add. If you hear any of those words in the problem, you're going to have to do some addition. You might hear fewer, left, less than, take away, minus, difference, remain, decreased, how many more. You might hear those words and have to do some subtraction. So let's have a look at a few problems together, and then I'll tell you what I want you to do today. So, our keys to success before we begin are decide what the key information is and then use column addition and column subtraction. So, in this problem here, I have got the cinema has 700 seats, 113 adults and 276. Oh, that should say children, shouldn't it? Children come to see the film. How many empty seats are there? So the cinema has 700 seats, 113 adults and 276 children come to see the film. How many empty seats are there? So, key information. 700 is a key piece of information. 113 is key. 276 is key. And how many empty seats are there? It doesn't matter if it's a cinema, a football stadium, a theatre. It doesn't matter. It's those numbers that are key bits of information. So let's look what the problem is asking us to do. The cinema has 700 seats. 113 adult seats, 113 adults and 276 children come to see the film. How many empty seats are there? So what I need to do is work out how many people came to see the film, and to do that I'm going to add my 276 and my 113. That answer will tell me how many people came to the cinema that day. So I'm adding those together using column addition. 6 add 3 is 9. 7 add 1 is 8. And 2 add 1 is 3. So 389 people came to see the film altogether. How many empty seats are there? Well, I know that there were 700 seats altogether. So I've got to start with my 700 and I'm going to subtract my 389 because that's how many seats were taken. So if you imagine the cinema with the 700 empty seats, 380 people come and sit down in them, and we're thinking about how many seats are empty. So I've got to do some column subtraction. 0 take away 9 I can't do. So I look to my next column. I can't do that either. So we have to exchange twice here. So 10 take away 9 is 1. 9 take away 8 is 1. And 6 take away 3 is 3. So there were 311 empty seats in the cinema. Okay, let's have a look at another one. The crisp factory needs to make 870 bags an hour. If a machine breaks down and the factory can only make 323 bags in 1 hour, how many does it need to make in the next hour to catch up? Okay, so what we've got to do here is think about the important information. It doesn't really matter that it's a crisp factory. It could be a sweetie factory, it could be a loaf of bread, a bakery, it could be anything. So how many bags of crisps do they make an hour? They make 875. If the machine breaks down, they can only make 323. So that first part is asking us the difference. How many bags does it need to make in the next hour to catch up? So that part there is asking us the difference, but if the machine is fixed, it's also going to need to be added to that 875. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. Let's work out the difference to start with between these numbers. Now, thinking back to my vocab, if I've got the word difference, I'm going to do some subtraction. So I'm going to start with my 875 because I know that the biggest number has to come first. So 875, and I'm going to subtract 323. And this will show me how many bags they missed out on making in that when the machine broke. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 take away 3, which is 2, 7 take away 2, which is 5, and 8 take away 3, which is also 5. I'm just going to rub that 5 out a little bit. It's not very clear. So 552. So because the machine broke, the factory was short on 552 bags of crisps. So what I've got to do now is think about the next hour. The machine is fixed and it's going to make 875 bags, but it's going to work to catch up as well. So it's also got to make this additional 552 bags of crisps. Okay. And what really helps me when I'm solving problems is just to think about the story. Think about and imagine what that problem would look like if you worked in that factory and you knew your machine had broken and you've got this extra to make up. It's what you're adding together to make up the extra. So I want to make my usual 875, but I also want to do my making up. I want to catch up on the crisps that I didn't make. So 5 add 2 is 7. 7 add 5 is 12, so I've got to exchange. 8 add 5 is 13, and one more is 14. So I need to make 1,427 bags of crisps to make up for what I lost when I didn't have my machine. Okay, 1,427 bags of crisps. Final problem that I'm going to go through with you. So Dorothy is saving her money for a new bike costing £286. She has saved £39 and is given £59 for her birthday. How much money does she need to save? So we need to work out that important information. So this is how much she wants altogether for the bike. So far she's got this much. So let's find out how much she's already got by adding the £39 to the £59. That will give me the total that Dorothy has already got. So £39 add £59. I'm going to use my column addition. 9 add 9 is 18, so I'm exchanging there. 3 add 5 add 1 is 98. So far Dorothy has got £98. She needs 286. So we're going to work out the difference to find out how much more Dorothy needs. Now I've got to be careful here to line up my columns carefully because I've got a 2-digit number and a 3-digit number. So 286 take away 98. It doesn't matter that it's money. I calculate the same. 6 take away 8 I can't do. 8 take away 9 I can't do. Going to exchange from here. 16 take away 8 is 8. 7 take away 9 I can't do, so I'm going to exchange from here, making 17 take away 9 is 8. 1 take away nothing is 1. So Dorothy needs another £188 to be able to buy her bike. Okay. Let's have a look at today's learning. So on maths.co.uk there are some questions that I've set if you need a scaffold. So there are some questions that are a little bit easier to start you off. There are also 2 stretch questions that I've uploaded that you can complete after the first set. So everybody else's questions are on maths.co.uk as 2-step problems with today's date. Pause the video, go and complete those questions and then come back to me for the reasoning, please. Okay children, hopefully you got an okay with maths.co.uk today. Here is my reasoning question. Fred has 563 apples and 329 pears. He gives 113 pieces of fruit to Bob. How much fruit does Fred have left? So this is the answer that I have attempted. Fred has 234 pieces left. So what I did was my 563 apples and my 329 pears, and I subtracted them, and then that tells me how much fruit Fred has left. Have a look at that, children, and work out if it's correct. Pause the video for me and have a look, and then come back to me for the answer. Okay children, so what I've worked out by subtracting 239 pears is actually, 329 pears is actually just the difference between the apples and the pears. I haven't worked out how much fruit Fred has left. What I needed to do was to work out how much fruit Fred has altogether. If it's an altogether question, it means I've got to add. So I'm going to do the 563 apples added to my 213 pears. My 563 apples added to my 329 pears. So 3 add 9 is 12. 6 add 2 add 1 is 9. 5 add 3 is 8. So altogether, Fred has got 892 pieces of fruit, but he's going to give 113 of those to Bob. Don't know what's the matter with me today, I can't read numbers. 892 take away 113. So this will give me the answer to how many pieces of fruit Bob has left. 2 take away 3 I can't do, so I'm going to exchange. 12 take away 3 is 9. 8 take away 1 is 7. And 8 take away 1 is also 7. So Fred has got 779 pieces of fruit left. And that is the answer that Fred needed to have worked out. Okay, so today's lesson was all about 2-step problems. It was really important to note that key information in the problem. It was really important to use your column addition and your column subtraction accurately. Tomorrow's lesson is going to be our problem solving lesson, which will be a video, and then it's our very first live quiz. So that will happen in our first session of the day at 8:50 when you call in to either me or Mrs. Edward Smith. It will be our live quiz session. So you'll need to make sure you've got with you a pencil and paper. If you can't join that live, or you don't normally join that live, the PowerPoint will be uploaded for you to work through, but it'd be brilliant if we could have as many people as possible joining that session so that we can do our live quiz together. Have a lovely afternoon, Year 4, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.